Hey guys, Sean here. This is patch 5.12. I think the patch that this reminds me the most of, is it 3.0? Yeah, this was an insane patch. 3.0 is the only patch that I feel like is comparable to this one. They changed all the guns, they changed all the agents. So I would say this is probably like the second biggest update I've seen in this game. Breach. The only thing they changed with him is the Rolling Thunder, where they increased the ult from 7 to 8 orbs, and it doesn't seem like too big of a deal. The one time that I've seen a team do something like around the Breach ult was actually DRX. They did it a long time ago. I know DRX has farmed Breach orbs. They did an insane game like a year ago on Haven with Breach. So basically they were like getting the C orb on Breach. They were having Breach do plants. It was stacks on Breach, and he had like 4 ults in the first half or something crazy. Even though we don't see that very often, I'm sure the devs don't want stuff like that. Chamber. These are the changes that I talked about in the previous YouTube video that I released. Just want to make sure it's all the same. It is all the same. Cypher, Trapwire, health increase from 1 to 20. This might not sound like a huge change, but given the fact that now all of like the mollies and stuff damage util, this is pretty big because 100 Thieves will use an insane raise. When you would satchel buy Cypher trips before, they would just break. That might not be the case anymore. That alone makes Cypher very threatening, particularly at like the B bomb site on Bind. The raises like the satchel at a hookah. I like this change to Cypher. Very good, very good. Fade. More nerfs coming Fade's way. That's kind of crazy because they just hit Fade with some nerfs. Now they're decreasing the health of the Prowler. Goes from 100 to 60. And again, that's just like less bullets you have to spray into the Prowler. It's not significant by itself, but given all of these nerfs coming Fade's way, it feels a lot like what happened with Sova, right? Where people were unsure, is this going to be like the final blow to Sova? And they just kept nerfing him. And I feel like Fade's getting that same treatment right now. I don't think we're going to see as many Fades in the start of 2023 as we did like towards this end part. It's not like a Sova dart, right? Where a Sova dart you can pretty much hit in any part of the map from wherever you want if you had the right lineup. A Fade Haunt and a Fade Prowler, you have to be within a certain distance. So as teams have gotten more and more aware of what's possible, her value has decreased. Harbor. High Tide. Duration increased from 12 to 15 seconds. So this countdown is happening from now, guys. So you can see I throw this wall, it starts counting down from 40 right away. So you're only without a wall for like 25 seconds. You have your cascades, you have 2 of those. Bro, Harbor might have just become a pick. KO. His 0-point health increased from 1 to 20. Again, that's probably just that way you can't like breathe on it with, you know, like a molly or something and break it. But also I wonder if it's because when Sovas like dart into the icebox wall, you can like classic spam through something that looks impenetrable, but you can break the dart. It might stop stuff like this from happening now. I'm not sure. And Null Command, which is KO's ult, increased from 7 to 8 orbs. Killjoy, Lockdown, increased from 150 to 200. This might be the single biggest change in this patch. This is insane. This is like a huge change to how this game is about to be played in like the top tiers. Nanoswarm, health increase from 1 to 20. Again, just kind of falling in line with everything on the ground. Nanoswarms probably would have been the biggest victim of like dying to weird stuff. So this will prevent them from just being taken out by like a gust of air. But Killjoy is definitely about to be coming into this game a lot. A large reason why you didn't see a lot of Killjoys is because the Breach aftershocks would just obliterate the lockdowns. Killjoys used to be kind of prevalent on Haven, and you would see like lockdowns here, you know, you would see like the lockdown for the C retake, weird post plant stuff like here, or say you take A and you plant here. You might take sewers and do the ult in this corner. There's all these lockdowns that you used to see when you would play Haven, and you just stopped seeing them. They just went away in the Chamber meta. But it wasn't because of Chamber. The problem was that Breach's Aftershock, and this is something that a lot of people might not realize, is his Aftershock can reach every single lockdown on this map. It is impossible to hide the lockdown. It was silly. You'll see, like, her pick rate is about to go through the roof on some of these maps, I think. Omen, Paranoia, cost decrease from 300 to 250. Oh my god, this made me so happy when I saw this. I think Omens finally have a decent pistol round buy again. Thank God. Because before, what you had to do is you buy your second smoke, you buy your 1 TP, and you would have a ghost. And it's just not that sick of a pistol buy. I'm not gonna lie, it's just not that fun. Whereas this will allow you to buy your Paranoia, buy your smoke. You're then sitting at 400 credits. You get your armor. So you have 2 smokes and a flash and armor. That feels so good. Phoenix. The cost of his blaze decreased from 200 to 150. That is so goddamn cheap. They're just having a hard time making Phoenix feel really meta, right? It is hard. So he's like has one of those kits that could be used on any map. So if you overdo it, we're gonna see Phoenix become like a must pick across all the maps because it's 2 flashes, he can heal himself, he has an ult that gives him extra life. I think we might start seeing more of him now that we have better sentinels. So sentinels that do a better job of like holding and protecting his body. I think we could go back into like a slight Phoenix meta sometime soon. Raze. So Raze actually got a slight nerf. Her Boombot decreased health from 100 to 60. Not too significant. I mean, it's mainly on pistol rounds where you're just sitting there like click, 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 and you're just trying to break this thing and just praying that the Raze doesn't swing you when you're breaking it. I like this change in that regard. And the Blast Pack, the health is increased from 1 to 20. It's just fall in line with everything, right? Sage. Wow, they really don't want Grim Walls, do they? So the fortifying delay increased from 3 seconds to 3.3 seconds. And the healing orb, self-heal, the total amount decreased from 60 HP to 30. Holy shit. No health, man. Self-heal, so you can only heal yourself for 30 HP. Ally heal increased from 60 to 100. Now she can legit heal people again. So it's easier to break, easier to break, easier to break, easier to break, and now it has like full HP. It's not significantly slower. I think it's just a slight change, so that way you could probably break it in like these certain moments. Sova, Recon Bolt, health increased from 1 to 20. Nothing really to say there. Just kind of falling in line with everything. Sky, Trailblazer, the cost increased from 250 to 300. Dude, they literally hit Sky with the exact problem that Omen had. Look at these buys she's gonna have. They're just dog shit. I mean, this is pretty cheap for Regrowth. Like, Regrowth has won so many, particularly pistol rounds when I watch it used. Because people end up taking like a lot of HP as they enter areas. I don't know why they increased the cost of the Trailblazer. Maybe because the drone is 400 and they're like, Trailblazer, kind of similar to a drone, needs to cost more. A Viper, we're reeling in Viper's ability to play outside of her ultimate's smoke area. These changes will anchor Viper more to her ultimate and allow coordinated retakes against Viper's pit to be more successful. I already feel like they're really successful, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty hard for me to hold a pit sometimes in some of these games. Viper's pit, smoke integrity regen time from 5 seconds to 25 seconds. Holy fuck, that is a nerf. Max time outside of the smoke decrease from 15 seconds to 8 seconds. And the ultimate points required from 7 to 8. Yo, that is a serious nerf to her ult. Like, I didn't even feel like her ult was that sick. So I think when I leave it, my regen time is 25 seconds, which is crazy. So watch this. So I'm out. My smoke integrity is falling. I only have 8 seconds now. I used to have 15. But watch when I go back in. Look how slow it goes. Oh my god. So now when I step out, it's like 2 seconds. Oh shit. You have to be so deliberate about when you're going to step out of this pit now. Yoru. Gate Crash. The health decreased from 100 to 60. And the cost decreased from 200 to 150. Wow, what the heck? Assist tails are the grace period duration after a debuff has expired, where a player will still be awarded an assist for debuffing the targeted kill. I mean, this is kind of cool. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of assists now in Omen. But this is just telling you like what these things now damage. whereas before they didn't damage these things. These are good changes, right? Like, it's kind of weird that a Brim Molly didn't break some of the stuff before. Damage multiplier updates. Okay, this is like the second super important part of the update. With damage over time area abilities now universally damaging utility, we took a pass on damage multipliers. These area damage abilities cover a wide space and deal large amounts of damage over their duration. We've reduced their non-player output to 50% of base damage to prevent instant destruction of enemy utility and to ensure abilities with higher health, such as Sage Barrier Orb, retain their relevant impact. This is kind of crazy. Breach's Aftershock now deals only 100% of the damage to non-players. So again, this is like part of the reason why, so when I was talking about like the lockdown earlier, guys, these changes make Killjoy seem so strong to me. Incendiary now deals 50% damage to non-players. So it won't do like full damage to them, but it'll still do a good amount. This is a big one too. Raze's Blast Pack now deals only 250% to non-players. Paint shells deal more damage though to non-players. So like now you can just like chuck paint shells places and it could like break stuff a little bit better, you know? So all of her stuff will fuck up your shit, like a lot. But you can't just like destroy the doors on Ascent with one satchel now, you know? Like before, the satchels would just obliterate things. Like the Haven garage doors would just get destroyed by them. The Ascent doors that you can close would just get like one shot by them. It was insane. These abilities are now immune to allied damage. Like your Raze can't break your shit, you know? Weapon updates. We felt the Spectre was overperforming at mid to long ranges. As a result, was crowding out other options on partial buys. Added a third damage range to the Spectre and updated distances. Sure, people won't even realize it, but a meta will form around probably like the Stinger or maybe like the Guardian or Bulldog or something. And then modes updates. So Swift Play Beta. Swift Play Beta is this new game mode. It is similar to the standard 5 versus 5 unrated mode, but condensed. First to 5 rounds and a 4-round half. Spike mode victory conditions. Single spike carrier. Set credit amounts granted at the start of the round. Okay, this is actually pretty sick. You play 4 rounds and you have a similar economy to normal Valorant, like in ranked, where you start with 800 credits, you play a pistol round, even though again you're only playing 4-round half. You get 2400 credits for the second round, but if you win pistol, you get an extra 600 credit bonus, so you would get 3000 credits if you win pistol. If you lose, you only get 24. And then the following 2 rounds, I guess both teams get 4250. Weapon and credit carryover supported. So yeah, you can like stack your economy. I like it. Like I feel like this should have been in the game a long time ago, no? It's like a very quick way to warm up. It makes it feel like you're playing the game. It's not Spike Rush where there's like abilities everywhere. I feel like this is like the new unrated for me.